What's up guys, Ian Dragon here, on to another perk deck series, and this time we got Jiro the Yakuza. He has a very interesting backstory, and let's get on to the perk deck itself, being the Yakuza. And don't mind the bow, I'm not really using it, I'm just using it for getting very high concealment. And I'm pretty sure Yakuza don't wear those masks, but I just figured to try to get the Japanese theme. So Yakuza, let's see what it does. Of course, most of these perk deck names in Japanese, so I apologize in advance if I butchered any of these names. Koi Urusumi. The lower your health, the more armor recovery rate you have. When your health is below 25%, you will gain up to 20% armor recovery rate. Note: entering this state negates the third-party regeneration effects. Hibi Uruzumi. The lower your health, the more movement speed you gain. When your health is below 25%, you will gain up to 20% movement speed. Tora Izumi. The lower your health, the more armor recovery rate you have. When your health is below 25%, you will gain up to an additional 20% armor recovery rate. Ryu Irizumi. The lower your health, the more armor recovery rate you have. When your health is below 25%, you will gain up to an additional 20% armor recovery rate. And Oni Izurumi. All Berserker state effects in this perk deck will start at 50% health instead of 25%. So, by looking at this perk deck, it's basically a type of Berserker perk deck, more fitting with the Berserker and Frenzy. And also plays similar to Hitman, where it gets armor recovery as well. So his is like 5%, then the 10%, then 10, 10, and about 10. But Yakuza, I think, is a lot more, probably gives it a lot more. So you get 20, 20, 20, so that's like a total of a 60% armor recovery. And the two biggest things, you start at half of the health as opposed to 25. Mostly, you know, to reach 25 below health, you gotta make sure your Croats, one of the heisters, had to say one of their lines when they're so low in health, like, of course, like, a good example, like, I need a medic bag. That's when you know you're in that state, when you're low in health. And sorry if I did a terrible Chicago accent from like Dallas, but and this one is unique because you get a movement speed increase. Now this plays out differently with this perk deck. I think people probably use the Yakuza perk deck not for loud, but definitely for stealth because of this particular perk with the extra 20 movement speed. And the best tip to do it in stealth is use a Molotov cocktail, get to one part of the map, make sure you're away from the guards, and just basically chuck them, cook your shoots for a bit, and then once you're low in health, you get insane a lot of speed, or you can start with the Frenzy skill, but of course you have to spend a lot of skill points to use. So let's actually get to the skills. So I'll be using, well, basically the same thing for the medic, a little bit of fuel armor, a little bit of armor regen, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'll be using, of course, you know what this means. It's probably another SMG, which is his signature weapon coming up. This time I went ahead to get some a little bit of at least a few bit of crits, as much as I can, at least do more damage. And probably the main kicker here is, well, definitely Walking Berserker and Frenzy. So yeah, I will be using the Yakuza perk deck for Loud. And for it in stealth, I think I have already recorded with the stealth Yakuza of it, like the stealth version for it. I don't know if I uploaded yet. I don't think so. But yeah, I will, of course, cover up the Yakuza perk deck and stealth. Probably, you know, when I have the time to do it, of course. So we have the signature melee of choice, and I think this one we have is the Shin Sakuto Katana, or basically I'm just gonna call it the Katana, and definitely one of the best melee weapons in the game. Probably one of the top 5 weapons, like the big 5 of the melee weapons of the series. And I have to say, it's very looking cool blade. And I like some, I really like the handguard. It looks so damn beautiful. Looks shiny too. And I think what makes it so good is just the swing attack. It just makes it insanely good. And definitely one of the, definitely the best melee weapon to bring for Infiltrator or Sociopath per deck. It's really the best. Of course, my throwable is the Shuriken, so we go to the Japanese theme. I'm pretty sure Yakuza used them. I know ninjas do, but I'll say Yakuza use it as well. As for Jiro's weapon of choice, for range weapon of choice, is the Micro Uzi. Another fantastic gun, just like the AS Foul. It has an insane rate of fire and very low concealment. Of course, what I have on is the Spring Suppressor, a Team Boost, Micro Laser, and no stock. Of course, it does come with the custom barrel, and sadly, some of the like the barrel extensions, it's not unique for the Uzi as well. Despite being part of the same family, it's a little more different. So, kind of sucks, but hey, I guess we can't have everything. And I'm not gonna bother talking about the Planeswalker because I'm not using it. I'm just using it to reach high concealment. And of course, I'm using Dr. Bags, 2-piece suit. So that's pretty much everything. Time for time to take 1,000 steps, I guess. Okay, I actually had to redo this video because the first time I tried this with Yakuza and Death Wish, it wasn't the best. I had gone down way so many times, so I figured I would do a redo. Now, as for the Yakuza perk deck itself, I do have to say I have a little mixed feeling with it in terms of using it for Loud. I find it plays similar to Hitman, except you have to lower your health to get even a bigger boost. But the thing about Hitman is that when your armor breaks, you get 1.5 seconds of your armor to come back, regardless of the situation you're in. Whether you've been pinned down by a SWAT turret, or just trying to move to an open field with a bag. So all this doesn't really make much sense. So for this sake, I'm just gonna stealth quite a little bit.
I guess I had it coming.
Until I get to
地べたに伏せ。
Good move. That hostage will cost them time.
So I can skip a few parts. And oh boy, this is one thing. It's really gotta be gonna confuse my brain a little bit because of the whole extra movement speed with Yakuza, which normally I am just not used to the 20% movement speed. I was perfectly fine the way how normal it is. And I guess for this, I'm just gonna get a little bit started.
動くな。どこにらなんかい。死にたなんやったら。賢いなら伏せとれ。伏せ。頭上げんなや。伏せろ言ってるよ。
And well, it's I mean definitely the way I have it set up for Yakuza, and of course the Berserker combo. Not the best in the world. Of course, I do it immediately to give us a alert. So hopefully they'll arrive and we'll just get through the action. Wait, I just walked outside the house. How did they not? Oh, okay, they got alerted. Good. So I'm playing on Dev Switch 2 because, yeah, I gotta say this perk deck, just like a few others, it's just not viable on the highest difficulty. Just because it was the way it was made. And one unique thing about Jiro's katana is, if you're playing as him, he actually make like grunting noise or yelling noise or war cry with his katana here. I know wait, how come he doesn't do it? Oh, no, he doesn't. And it's a possibility to able to decapitate a cloaker's limb with the katana, but you can only play as Jiro for it. If you try with any other character, it will not work. So that's a nice little unique trivia that it works on a specific character, so at least there's some uniqueness to the character in gameplay, which doesn't give you a huge advantage.
The police just freed a civilian.
Okay, I am still not used to the speed. And yeah, even if I like 2 bullets on that shield, my armor is completely gone, but at least my armor recovery should be faster. As for his weapon, the Mikuruzi is, well, it's definitely one of the best SMGs. Definitely for concealed. Do I have enough power? I miss. How do I miss? Oh, that's not good. And I have lower health, but I'm not really afraid. Except for snipers, of course. And that's a problem right there. Oh, that's a problem right there with Yakuza. Unlike, well, similar to, Hitman, but unlike, the armor perk deck, which does also give you increased armor recovery, these two does not give you immunity when you break your armor. That is one of the downsides when using Yakuza. It's just not that really viable, and also you will die really, really fast with the Yakuza. especially that they melt your armor and you have no idea where they're hitting you from, it's definitely gonna get you down quite a lot. I mean, I might even say at this point that Rogue is probably even more viable than the loud Yakuza.
Alright, that's that taken care of. We don't have long until the next assault, folks.
So I'm just running the drill now, and hopefully I can get our cloaker again. It's a really damn embarrassment how I missed the cloaker with that strike. It's like I just walk right through him and then I miss. Normally I don't walk through enemies. They usually I get pushed from the collision. And of course, other problems with using the 20% movement speed is tight corridors like this, for example. With this extra speed, it's so hard to do. Normally I didn't really hit anything because I kind of know the routes about the map. But with that extra speed, it's just so hard to try to control. And you see, I bumped to that window. It's... And of course, the perk deck doesn't fit well with these two weapons. I mean, considering that you normally, when you buy the character pack, normally you expect that they do like the one best thing in common. Where, unlike Soko's grinder perk deck, where his weapon actually is a fitting choice with the grinder, because you can only use a lightweight ballistic vest or two-piece suit, and the AS Val has great crits, or not great concealment, let's just say. But with the Yakuza, his weapon and the katana don't mix pretty well. Of course, they're better off used with other builds, other playstyles, other perk decks. So I'm just using this as an example to show off the character packs, you could say. And that's... Yep, problem with snipers here. This is where I probably get down the most. Thanks, Dragon. Luckily I have the doctor back. Oh my.
You look like you've been through a meat grinder, buddy.
Yeah, and that's why I had to redo the video, because there was just way too many downs. But it was nothing to bullshit after bullshit. And I hit Dallas, really? Okay, that's totally fine because I actually want to go for a cloaker with this. I hear a cloaker, but and that's a SWAT turret. You see, about that addition, yeah, this, it sucks that it does not have the armor immunity. It's just so terrible what it's trying to be. Okay, maybe I should try for fire covering fire. Okay, funny enough how the AI can able to tank a SWAT turret for that long. Normally, they would die in a matter of seconds. This is one thing I hate about this is not only when I gotta find cover, but I gotta lose my armor in the process. Oh, there was a cloaker, but...
Oh, hell, that was close. Our recess is over, fellas.
Oh my god. Okay, I had to stay here. Oh, they actually... Oh, they actually managed to lower their health a little bit. Oh, it does melt pretty fast. The problem is the perk deck I have. Why I can do so well with like the anarchist perk deck, but when it comes to Yakuza, it's just a different story. It's a night and day difference. So, for example, if my armor breaks here and that SWAT turret its rounds firing at me and suppressing my fire, I will never get my armor recovery back until it stops firing at me. So it is annoying of that mechanic, of that suppressing mechanic works on the players. I'm not sure I'll pipe myself up, even though I get a little bit much of the health back. Oh, no cloaker, which sucks. And I got sniped. Can you? Oh, come on! I got the perfect line of sight. Oh, yep, that's a problem with that. It's the snipers. Oh, please be a cloaker. Oh! Did that dozer hop in? And he was jiggling. Well, it sucks I didn't get a cloaker. But anyway, I got it done. Well, that was pretty terrible. I got 7 downs. I got kicked by a cloaker and freed from bleed out, all because my health was so low. I got either by snipe or been shot by a firing squad. But yeah, that's the Yakuza perk deck in using it loud. And my conclusion, not really a good perk deck for loud. It's just that the abilities it has, they just get outshined by a few others. If I want to use a perk deck for armor recovery, I would use Hitman. At least that, I don't have to worry about my health, and it has that extra boost, that has that extra ability of able to get its armor recovery of 1.5 seconds, where Yakuza, you don't get any of that shit. The only other benefit you get is the speed, which as most part does help, but most other times if you can't dodge with that extra speed, you're better off switching to perk deck elsewhere. But if you are using Yakuza in stealth, it's really benefit. It really helps if you're doing speed runs or just want to get some extra quick feet in general. So I totally advise to give Yakuza a try in stealth, but please avoid it for loud until they buffed it, if they're ever gonna happen. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Until next time, farewell, and have a wonderful day, everyone.